You bad boys.
Shame, shame.
How many of you knew you were doing something before it got pulled?
You shameless people.
Fair enough.
It is an interesting thing, though. I mean, you know, you talk about did you have a site pulled? There are lots of people who work in the affiliate space. I mean, Todd here did remarkably well in his old Black Hat days. Now he's whiter than snow.
Until they all got pulled.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're just working in the affiliate space and stuff like that, and there's no big brand to worry about, then you don't worry about putting your hand in the air and say, yeah, we got it pulled. And the following day, I had another network with another 1 million fake links up there, that kind of thing. But when you are a big brand and a recognized brand, then that's when you've got to be a bit more careful, I think.
We are going to move to open questions in a moment. If you have a question, put up your hand and away you go. Matt McGowan, who's marketing for SES, has the microphone.
And room monitor.
And room monitor. Yeah. He's been promoted. He used to be
vocation at last, Mr. McGowan.
Thanks. As far as big companies being able to get away with stuff and then when they do get caught, recuperate really fast, do you think that has to do with Google trying to keep those companies happy or Google worrying about their own brand? Because I know a couple of months back, Jeremy Shoemaker wrote a post on making Google look stupid, how John Chow was doing stuff, and he thought that Google wanted to maintain its own image. And do you think that's their motivation, or do you think it has to do with the brands that, that they're basically promoting by including them in their search results?
It's like Mike already said, it's about Google's user experience and what people expect to find. And so when Google does take a shot at like a BMW or something like that, it's really more of they're trying to take a shot across the bow and warn you that, hey, we treat everybody equal. But at the end of the day, they still don't, right? Because, I mean, BMW was out for 3 whole days. And when it came back, it still had all the hidden CSS. I mean, everything was still there. So it's about what users want. It's not even about Google's brand in particular. It's about what the users are expecting to find in the search results. Because if they don't find it, they're going to go to Yahoo or Bing or wherever else to find what they're looking for.
And if you think, Eric Schmidt said in an interview towards the end of last year, I think, about building a brand and creating a brand, that's where it is, that's what they're looking for, people actually creating brands and, the traffic that's going towards them.
We had a session, you guys were on the panel, where halfway through the session, Matt Kutch stood up in the middle of the room and asked for the microphone because this similar question came up. And Matt basically indicated that there's a large section of major accounts that are dropped from the index, even if the entire account isn't. And it's very difficult to find out which ones are dropped or not dropped. There's no publicized list, but that his team doesn't really want to hurt the user experience, but they also don't want the spam in there when it shouldn't be there. So part of the penalty that Google can apply is partial blocking of large sites, even if not the entire site.
Now, though, if you are a big brand, I mean, think about this for a second. BMW gets pulled for 3 days. Everybody writes about it. Everybody links to it. It's the biggest news in search at that point in time. BMW got itself about a gajillion brand new, awesome links from newspapers and all these great authority sites, and then they came back into the index in 3 days. So I'm not suggesting that you might want to risk it, but if you're a big enough brand, it might be a good way to get some links.
Just don't be an amateur about it, though. Everything big brand that gets caught like BMW was, 1999 techniques, perhaps, like cloaked doorway pages. It was really, really, really amateur. And there's a fine line between IP delivery and cloaking, and between user experience optimization and cloaking, and between geo-targeting and cloaking. And
that's it, guys. If you're going to get pulled for something really cool, not something really stupid,
But I think that's the message, that if you're a large site, if you're a brand, you really don't even have to be doing that. No. I mean, you're going to be there for your name. You're going to be there for for some very specific products. In the news industry, you're going to be there, and you're expected to be there. There's really no reason to go overboard with these. And traditionally, it's stupid, hidden text, hidden links, doorway pages. That you don't have to do that stuff. So really, it's kind of ironic that they get busted for doing things that they really didn't have to do in the first place. They'd have just, built the site correctly and had a clean architecture. would have been fine.
Next question.
How you doing? I actually run the web operations for a BMW motorcycle dealership, and for years, if you did a search for BMW, we actually outranked the corporate sites, and it was shortly after we got a visit from their marketing people that they did that. So I would love to keep ranking above them.
Well, you can come get my card later.
It's easier for you to do that sometimes, actually. I mean, I work with these huge organizations, enterprise-wide. That's kind of the space that I've been working in for a long time. And what Matt was just saying there is true. You know, when you're a big brand, you become a link magnet anyway. If you're doing good marketing and doing good PR, all of that kind of thing, you will get those links coming in. Being able to control those links, trying to find somebody in the organization that'll let you do that kind of work, that's the nightmare. So, you know, you're a lot more nimble. You can work on that link, work on links, getting those quality links in.